Jesus freak here. So, every time I do a video regarding a left wing political event, I mean, it should go without saying, I've never hidden that I was left to center. I do get people who drive by and think they're leaving me a gotcha. A lot of it's the same old mumbo jumbo I've heard for literally 40 years. Like, I'm not young, I'm going gray. I've heard the lines a million times before. I grew up in what would be considered MAGA country. So why didn't I end up like that? Because I had to live in a world where that just didn't work. In trying to live in the real world, one of the things I found was that nepotism gets you a lot further than actual effort. And if you're someone that people can tell has some sort of a disability, it doesn't matter if you can do the job, they don't want to take the chance. Either because of bigotry or because of genuine concerns or even because of worries about insurance. And living in a world where the best I was likely to get was apathy, and where people of the political persuasion that I was raised around, like my own family, tend to see those who have to rely on government assistance as just mooches and wastes of oxygen. The attitude is, why don't you just die already? Oh, and a lot of them go to church every week at least once. It didn't put me off to the church, but it did annoy me. And I wound up getting the feeling that for many people, God wasn't really a part of their church experience or their, Christianity wasn't really a part of their life. It was something performative, not something they actually believed. Having to live in a world where you were likely to deal with at best apathy and at worst disgust, derision, when trying to do things the way everyone tells you is the right way to do it, just gets you laughed at. Or worse, punched in the face. Some people are going to slip through the cracks. The system's just not made for people who don't fit. Why can't you just be normal? I tried. I spent decades of my life trying to be normal. I still feel like I gotta justify everything I do. And it's funny, you know. A lot of the same people ragging on lefties for getting government benefits, they're okay taking them themselves. Some of them will even say, hey, it's okay for them to commit fraud to get them. Oh, I've been in those circles. They're okay cheating the system to get benefits themselves just to keep them out of the hands of other people who actually need them. Why? Because they don't think they need them. They think they should be the ones getting them. Yeah, you hear this a lot about the 1%. That's not the only people who do that. But I started understanding, the game's rigged. I've said it before. I'm not looking for Harrison Bergeron equality where people are made equal by taking the people on top and kneecapping them. I mean, maybe you have to do that a little bit because some people are just so far ahead that they're actually holding everyone else back. There's a saying, and I don't know where I got it. It said, if you found that a gorilla was hoarding so many bananas that the rest of the clan was starving, you wouldn't praise him or put him on a pedestal. You'd wonder what was wrong with his head. But too many of us we praise sadism. We praise sociopathy. We praise nihilism. And a lot of Christians are nihilists. I see this attitude, just screw the earth. It's all going to hell anyway. That's their opposition to stuff like the EPA and stuff like that. That's why they're still so gung-ho on fossil fuels rather than trying to find solutions for when we inevitably run out. Who cares? This world's going to hell anyway. My attitude has been, when you're renting an apartment, do you leave it unfurnished just because it's just somewhere where you're going to be transient until you find another apartment? You move on? I try to make the most of the little life I have here. It doesn't have to be miserable. Honestly, for a small number of people, well, the only thing making it miserable is their own heads. Because the ability of those people to appreciate anything is just broken. And the rest of us have to suffer for it. You see, the craziest ones are the ones sometimes who have the best insight. I don't know if that's true. I know I'm crazy. I know I'm not the craziest person around, but I know I am crazy. I've never denied that. Of course, I have people trying to use that like it's a gotcha. Yes, it's my identity that I'm mentally ill. It's a part of it, it's not the whole thing. I just think everyone should have a fair shake. And some people, that's too much. Jesus freak out.